Welcome back everyone to the Working Class Revolt. And before we talk, could I please ask you to like, share and subscribe so we can get these videos out to more and more people. And today I want to talk about foreign aid. In the paper over the last couple of days we've had a lot of stories circulating about charities coming together, united, asking the government to up the UK's foreign aid budget with an extra £2 billion. Now that would take our budget, the amount we spend every year, to £17 billion of taxpayers' money being spent around the world. Well, kind of around the world, because you see, the UK government uses around £4 billion of that money to pay for hotels for illegal migrants coming over on boats from Calais. That leaves around £11 billion that we send around the world. Now, of course, nobody's disputing that a lot of that money does well and it helps people. And the Christian values in us, we want to help everybody, of course we do. So the question is, should we, the UK, send money around the world? Now, there's 2 points to this to me. The one point is, if we're going to do it, we've got to make sure it goes to the right people. It goes to the people it helps. And what we see all too often is it goes to corrupt governments or corrupt gang leaders, and the money never actually goes to where it's meant to help people. But there's a bigger question, which is point 2. Even if that £11 billion went to all good causes around the world, we still have that big problem that we cannot keep frontline services, the NHS, our GPs, our housing stock in order in our very own country. Now, we elect a government to represent us. We pay that government's budget with our hard-earned taxes. So when the hell did the British people get a say in whether we want 11 to 15 billion pound going anywhere but in our own system, in our own country? And the reason I feel angry about this at the moment is because recently we've seen the UK government tell us that the next budget's going to be very tough. We're going to be in 10 hard years. And that basically means that it's going to be you and me, the working people of the UK, paying for that. In fact, things are so hard that the UK government took £1 billion and cut it. And what was that off? It was off our elderly and most vulnerable by taking away their winter fuel payment. And that was £200 to £300 a month, a year, through the winter for old age pensioners towards the heating bills because of the price of gas and electricity. Now, the UK government told us we must cut this, we must make these tough choices. They saved £1 billion. And now they're going to spend £11 billion around the world, £4 billion on illegal migrants coming across the channel. Now, I understand some people are more to the left, some people are more to the right, but if we can park that for 1 minute and just look at this from a common sense point of view, would anybody here, if you couldn't feed your own family, use that same food, that same money to feed somebody else's family? Of course you wouldn't. We must look after the people in the UK first. And when everybody's good, when our elderly are looked after, when our frontline services, our public sector is all running well and smoothly, when everybody can get a house, when we have plenty of council housing and social housing, when our frontline services in our council are able to cut the grass and empty the bins on the time, then of course we can look at using spare money to pay and help people around the world. But let's be honest, that day will never come, and we are a million miles away from it. So my point is this: it's yours and my tax money. We should have a say on what happens with that £11 billion. And I think this government, and all governments are wrong, the way they've been with the money, but especially this government, to take £1 billion off old age pensioners and then spend £15 billion on foreign aid and illegal migration, and at the same time telling us that they're making tough choices, has got it all wrong, and they are absolutely disgraceful. And the reason they will take it off the old age pensioners is, it's very simple. Old age pensioners no longer vote for the Labour Party. They vote for reform. some still vote Conservative, and the ones who are more to the left have started voting the Liberal Democrats. So the Labour Party do not care about old age pensioners. They will happily give pay rises of 11 and 12 billion pound a year to junior doctors and train drivers, again making these so-called tough choices. So let's just look at that for a minute. If you take away the pay rises to the junior doctors, to the train drivers, and the foreign aid budget, you were talking around £27 billion. Even if there was a £22 billion black hole, which there wasn't, you'd be £5 billion in credit. But we know this government will not do that. No government, in fact, from the Labour or Conservatives would ever dream of stopping foreign aid and spending it here where it matters most. But please let me know what your thoughts are. And please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.